for more coverage area, but also angled. Ask anyone who's flown a Crosshair Xtreme antenna on their video receiver, and they're likely to start gloating about how great their video feed is, how far away they can fly, and how much foliage they can punch their signal through. So, what's better than one Crosshair Xtreme? Likely to start gloating about how great their video feed is, how far away they can fly, and how much foliage they can punch their signal through. So, what's better than one Crosshair Xtreme? Two of them on a diversity controller. This is the Fat Shark Diversity Xtreme system, which incorporates two Crosshair Xtremes aimed not only apart for more coverage area, but also angled upward to point the antenna right where you need it. Installation takes less than 5 minutes, and all you need is a number 0 screwdriver. Simply unscrew the Fat Shark fan cover, drop the antenna assembly down, and screw it back on. Then connect the two included cables over to your diversity system and go enjoy your flight. I'm IB Crazy, and as always, keep 'em flying. I'm Alex Grieve, better known as IB Crazy from Video Aerial Systems, and this is the Crosshair antenna, a long-range obstacle penetration receiver antenna developed specifically for video piloting or FPV. The flight beam on this antenna is 115 degrees, with a long-range penetration beam of 65 degrees. Its gain is 10 dBIC, and with an axial ratio of 0.98 and a front-to-back ratio of 22, the Crosshair is excellent at both long-range and punching signals through this difficult objects such as buildings, trees, and hills. The Crosshair is offered in both right-hand circular polarization and left-hand circular polarization, and is offered in 5.8 GHz, 3.4 GHz, 2.4 GHz, 1.3 GHz, and 910 MHz. Pair the Crosshair with a cloverleaf, a skew planar wheel, a mad mushroom, an air blade, or a cyclone. They all work well with the Crosshair antenna on the receiver. The Crosshair antenna is compatible with all FPV receivers. It comes with an SMA male plug and an RP-SMA adapter to fit both SMA and RP-SMA systems. Hi, I'm Alex Grieve, better known as IB Crazy from Video Aerial Systems, and in this video I'm going to bring you my 13 dBIC Pepperbox. The Pepperbox antenna is a high-gain, right-hand circularly polarized directional antenna specifically designed for long-range wandering and low-altitude flights. Unlike most high-gain antennas, which have a very narrow beam, the beam width on the Pepperbox antenna is very wide. The long-range beam on this antenna is 120 degrees, so 60 degrees off-center, and you can do long range with this antenna. The moderate range beam is a full 180 degrees. That means that this antenna does not need a tracker, it does not need diversity, and you can still fly all over the sky and even behind you without losing video signal. This is one antenna that Hi, I'm IB Crazy, and this is the Crosshair Xtreme. What makes it so extreme? Well, the 10 dBIC gain makes it great for long range, but where this antenna really excels is its ability to punch a signal through trees, buildings, and other solid objects, allowing you to fly places where other antennas simply can't. The secret to the Crosshair Xtreme lies in its patent-pending vector phasing technology. Each element is a different size, which are phased to fire in precisely the correct sequence to create a uniform circularly polarized wave. The result is an antenna with 10 dBIC gain and extremely high axial ratio for excellent signal quality. Like every Video Aerial Systems product, the Crosshair Xtreme is manufactured at our facility in Amherst, Virginia, USA. So, whether you're looking to push the limits of your range, trying to punch a signal through a solid object, or just looking for the best video clarity, put a Crosshair Xtreme on your receiver and enjoy your flight. I'm IB Crazy, and as always, keep 'em flying. Hey, IB Crazy here, and in this video, I want to show you the Ion 2. Designed to be both a transmitter and a receiver antenna,
what would you think if Tom Brady came to Titans?
Hi, I'm Alex Grieve, better known as IB Crazy from Video Aerial Systems, and this is my receiver antenna selection video. The receiver antenna is quite possibly the most important component of a ground control station. It can be the difference between absolute failure and complete success. So you'll need to choose it wisely. Now, of course, you'd like to hear that there is just a best. Well, there's not. There is not a one-size-fits-all antenna. It just doesn't exist, simply because we can't violate the laws of physics. A receiver can only hear from a certain volume of air. You cannot make that volume of air any larger. But what you can do is change its shape. And to change its shape from a cone to maybe a beam or a circle or a donut is the job of the receiver antenna. So there's several different types of antennas for you to choose from, and you need to choose one that has the radiation pattern that best fits what you intend to do. The most common type of receiver antenna is known as an omni or omnidirectional antenna. An omnidirectional antenna offers coverage in all directions, so the amount of coverage in front, to the sides, or behind is the same, and there is no penalty for any direction. Now, the top tier, or what's considered the best receiver antennas, are either the Cyclone or the Mad Mushroom. Now, that doesn't mean that the air screw, the cloverleaf, or the skew planar reel don't work well. That simply means that the Cyclone and the Mad Mushroom have been optimized for receiver use. Now, remember, there's a certain volume of air which these antennas cover. If you want more range or even better penetration, you might need to choose a directional antenna. One of the oldest types of directional antennas that's been around for years, since the 1950s actually, is the helical antenna. These were actually developed for space communications. Now, they come in various gains and sizes, and thus you need to select which one works best for you. Now, the 3-turn helical offers a main beam of approximately 120 degrees at 7.5 dBi. That means the range is approximately 3 times that of an omni antenna within a 120 degree beam. The nice thing about a helical antenna is it also has side lobes. Side lobes mean that you can fly around yourself to the sides and to the back, but the distance you can go is not nearly as far as the main beam. Obviously, best coverage is in the main beam. If you want to go further yet still retain your side lobes, you can step up to a 9.5 dBIC helical. This is approximately 4 times the distance of your omnidirectional antenna. Now the beam width on this is only is only 90 degrees. It still has side lobes just like the 3-turn, but they're smaller. So you can't fly as far behind or to the sides of a 5-turn helical as you can a 3-turn helical. However, there are other antennas which you can choose from, such as the crosshair antenna. The crosshair antenna was developed by Hugo of TrueRC Canada and myself as a joint effort. We developed this specifically for long range and high penetration. The beam width on this at 10 dBi is actually 115 degrees. So despite having a higher gain than this helical, it actually even has a wider beam as well. Mind you, we didn't make that volume of air any larger. You can't violate the laws of physics. What we've done is taken the side lobes, compressed them into the main beam, and shot it out for greater coverage in the beam. That means if you're flying to the sides or behind this antenna, you need to keep it in fairly close. But the great thing about it is because there are no side lobes to listen to reflections, it has excellent